What's going on, Team Tron? Tron here, and how's everybody doing? And I got my guest today, Karen's Corner.
Howdy, y'all.
So, let me tell you this story that happened to me when I was able to work before my accident.
All right.
And this right here is like when I've already had like a few videos up on my YouTube channel,
Mm-hmm.
but it really wasn't nothing big because I wasn't planning on doing anything with it at that time. But
Right.
then, but then when I actually started doing my first videos to get me started on YouTube, I was working with a guy named Greg, and I, I I don't know how the world this man kept his job because he came in there smelling like he done walked through the
Cheech and Chong Factory.
yeah, pretty much. and and he would always sleep back there in the back, so I couldn't do my job. But one day he found out that I did YouTube videos,
Mm-hmm.
and he started yelling, everybody, I know somebody famous that does YouTube videos. So everybody got mad at him, and everybody was like, "Man, shut up, don't do that crap, dude." I'm like, "Dude, don't do that crap, man. I don't need people following me home."
That's how you get stalkers.
Well, then, I let a couple days go by. I didn't think anything of it. Then all of a sudden, I just started having this really nice car just following me, walking there because I walked back and forth. So I had a real nice car following me up and down the road,
Right.
and it was some lady. And she kept pulling over, started 500 questioning me and everything else, and wanted to know if I wanted to ride home. And I'm like, no, I'm good. I said, I like to walk. Even though it was freezing cold outside, snow and ice everywhere.
You
I
didn't
could,
know this lady from Adam.
no, I didn't. I didn't know who she was. So I was like, nah, I'm not getting into your car. And after that, she started leaving me alone because of the look that I gave her. But I've seen her a couple more times after that. But this time she never stopped. But she would always go by me real slow.
What kind of ride was she offering?
True. I'm happily married, so nothing ever would have happened there anyways. But just the fact that somebody screamed, "I know a famous YouTuber got a
Oh,
world."
people out here now are crazy. You don't know what they're gonna do.
Yeah, so he started a bunch of crap, and I don't need somebody following me to my house.
Yeah,
But
that's a big no-no.
we lived in one place. We lived in an apartment at that point, and I'm glad that we moved and bought a house because
Right.
now she'll never find me unless she catches me out on the road walking around.
Let her
Which,
walk up to the door. I'll have a talk with her.
but yeah, well, I can't walk anywhere now anyways because of my leg.
Right.
But
That's
just
a
the
shame, though.
it is just the thought. You always worry about it being a kid. You never have to worry about being in it as an adult. But now you got to worry about it being an adult and as a kid, somebody stalking you or trying to do something with you or to you.
Well,
It's
it's
just
not
great.
safe out in this world nowadays, so you have to be on your high alert at all times.
Yeah,
And some people don't understand at times you have to be rude to them because of their actions. And I'm an easygoing person. I mean, it takes a lot to get me to my breaking point. And when you get me to my breaking point, you better run. I'm telling you, you better run.
right. It just intrigues me how somebody yells, "I know a famous person," and all of a sudden you got somebody chasing you down, and I don't get paid by YouTube. I don't make no money. I'm not monetized.
Right.
I'm broke as a joke. I don't got no money. I'm I don't have anything. I'm barely even making it.
It
Little
it takes time. It really does. It takes a lot of time. It took one YouTuber that I know 10 years to finally be able to get paid by YouTube. And that's a long time.
it is. Well, I mean, it's not the fact that I'm not getting paid from YouTube or whatever, but I'm putting all my time and my money into building my YouTube channel, so I'm not getting anything out of it except for the enjoyment of it.
Right.
And I enjoy it. I enjoy interacting with people that come to my live streams.
Well,
I
you get to
enjoy
talk to people from all around the world, too.
exactly. And it's a cool way to meet people. And there was one live stream that I did, and we were actually trading through the live stream. We were trading Pokemon through my live stream. It was pretty cool. So I have a lot of fun doing it. So, but just to somebody get that mental picture in their head, somebody that he was famous and maybe he's got money. No, I don't have money. and I'm glad I don't have money. You know?
Well, obviously he don't have no money either, sleeping in the back and going through Cheech and Chong stuff.
Yeah.
You know, that's why he got fired, isn't it?
He got fired because he got caught sleeping because I couldn't do my job. He was stopping me from my job, like in the back where we have like the aisles that we put like our overstock at.
Mm-hmm.
In the mornings, we have to go back and get overstock and bring back out from what we sold that night when I after I got off of work. Well, he shared the same aisle I did, and he would sleep right there in the front of the aisle, leaning up against my my shelves where I couldn't get to none of my stuff.
And none of the managers seen him.
They never seen him until everybody went back there and said, hey, you need to go back there and do something with that guy. And then the managers finally called him back there sleeping and let him go. But yeah, it was
I
crazy.
wish I could go somewhere and sleep and get paid for it.
Right?
That would be awesome. Unbelievable. It takes all kinds to make the world go round. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah.
But in regards to your injury and all, I'm not going to say luck played anything in it, but it's more of a tragedy for you.
Right.
And there's no cure for it. They took too long, and now you don't have a cure for it. So you got to do what you got to do, you know?
Yeah. And it kind of hurt my feelings when we went to the doctors the other day.
Mm-hmm.
And she said that my conditions worsened.
Yep.
And it's like, man, I just want to live a normal life. I've been asking for 4 or 5 years now, can you just take my leg off at the top of the knee? That way, the swelling, all that's gone, and I can learn to walk on a prosthetic. At least give me back my movement in life.
Well,
Now,
as long as your leg's able to move, period, they're not going to do that.
it moves at the hip, and I
Right.
can move my foot, but it's doing me no good. I might as well be on a peg leg. That's what it feels like. And she's like, well, it's not going to do no good. And I'm like, they already got me in a lock, in a lock brace, but I can't get it on my leg because my leg's so swelled up. I can't even fit the lock brace on my leg anymore.
I learned to just take it day by day.
I do. I mean, what can I do?
Yeah. It sucks getting old. It really does. I'll be the first to tell you.
I mean, I don't mind getting old. I just don't like the aches and pains that come with it.
Yeah. I remember when I had my sledding accident back in '93. I had my back wrapped completely around a tree and I passed out. I woke up in the ambulance once and the lady in there was saying, we're checking you for hypothermia, sweetie. And then I was out again, and then I was in a hospital bed. Ended up with 2 bulging discs and a compressed fracture.
Ouch.
I was able to work for 12 years because I worked in the medical field. And after that 12 years, I couldn't hang no more. So I was happy about the 12 years because I love to work.
Yeah.
People nowadays don't know, well, the youngins don't know what it's like to work hard for your money. And it is what it is.
I mean, I see the videos of them, putting up like saying that we had everything handed to us and everything,
Uh-huh.
and I think I'm like, well, I'm not going to jump on them because they don't know what our situations were. We raised ourselves. We didn't get what we wanted. We got punished if we wasn't in the house at a certain time. We didn't have to stand in corners and everything else. We literally got our butts tore up.
Mm-hmm.
And the way I look at it is,
Your arses.
yeah, or Arceus. and and the way I look at it is, okay, well, you have a full-time job, you're going to school, and you're living in a place that apparently is high. If you can't afford school, don't go to school. Keep your job, but move someplace that you can afford, that where you can have a little bit of money in your pocket.
Right.
If you can't afford where you live at, don't live there.
We had to work to get our own places and all that. I moved out at 17. and I got my own place. I worked. I worked 2 jobs, and then I went to school. And then after that, I started working in the medical field, and they paid for me to go to school. I didn't have
Yeah.
to pay nothing for the school,
Yeah, most jobs will pay for, if you
and
want to further.
it benefited them.
Yeah, if you want to, further your education with the type of work you're doing, they'll pay for your schooling.
Hmm.
All of them do it. When I was working at Target, if I wanted to further myself in the Target field, they would pay for my education. If I wanted to become a manager, but I needed that degree, they would send me to college to get that degree.
I ended up getting my well, I don't know if you consider it a certificate or what, but certified nursing assistant.
Right.
I did that for 25 years. I
And,
enjoyed it. I loved every moment of it. I loved the patients, but I didn't love the people I worked for.
right.
And I hated to leave because I had an attachment to those people. But because we had to move and everything, I had no choice.
Right.
I used to have patients waiting for me when I came in. They were just waiting for me, and I was like, hey. I was always told to treat your patients like they were your own family.
Yeah.
And these were like all little mamas to me, I loved
Yep.
each one of them.
Well, me when my very first job was at the Washington Post. I was 12 years old when I started working there. See, back then there was,
I worked at McDonald's.
but see, back then they didn't enforce the child labor laws like they do now. So it was easy for a 12-year-old to get a job working at factories, plants, or anything else like that. And it's not like I made a whole lot, anyways. I made, I think it was like $4 or $5 an hour,
Hmm.
and the only thing I did was print it. We'd go in Saturday and we would print out the comics separate with the paper, and those were the ones that got delivered to the people that did paper routes. And then
Right.
we did the comics and the paper together that went on to newsstands and stuff like that. And we had to sit there and physically insert all the comics into all these except for the ones that the paper boys had.
Right.
And we did that, Friday. We did that Saturday night through Sunday morning, and then we had a timeline. We had to get everything done, and then we had to get everything loaded up in vans so they can all be delivered.
Well, I had a brain fart. My mom used to work for this fabric store called Fabric Man back in the day. And they said if I came in on the weekends and separated all their patterns and stuff and put them where they needed to go, I could make some money. So in my head, I'm thinking, all right, clothes money for school, And I mean, the pay was good. It was a whole Jewish family that owned the place, and they treat you like family. And that's how I got all my new school clothes. My mom, I was raised by a single mother,
Right.
and she didn't make that much. So any way I could help, I would do something. I would do laundry for the elderly people, do ironing for them. I'd give them perms, or if they're gone for a weekend, I'd take care of their animal. I always found a means. And my uncle told me if you can get as many job titles under your belt, you always have something to fall back on. And not that I went job hopping or anything, but what I did learn helped me out.
Right.
It really did. If one job was laying people off, I always had another job to go to.
Right.
And you never burn the bridges with those jobs because you may have to go back to them.
Exactly. Well, speaking of pet sitting, I might go away tomorrow. You mind babysitting Shredder for me? He likes his chin rubbed.
Yeah, good luck on that one. I am not touching that turtle. He's a snapping turtle. You trying to get my fingers taken off?
Nah, he's a good boy. Nah, I don't mess with him. He gets a little grouchy sometimes.
I don't mind feeding him, but I am not putting my hand in there.
I won't put my hand in there neither.
You trying to get me hurt.
And I'm afraid of him hurting me sometimes. And with me having a bad back and a bad leg, yeah, it's not a good spot for me with him.
Look at this.
Yeah, Josie came to see you.
She's a good girl.
Like I told you the other day when you said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I got a parakeet on my shoulder." There you
It
go.
was her.
Yeah.
She put her clothes in there now.
Yeah, she does that with me. As long as she doesn't like squeeze them in, she's good. I don't care if I feel them, but once she starts curling her claws, then that's when it's a problem.
Oh, she's accepting kisses now.
Oh, she loves kisses.
Get pretty girl.
She'll physically put her head up against you
Oh.
just so you'll kiss her, just like that.
Spoil rotten.
They all are.
I love animals.
I love them too.
As long as they don't bite and kill me, I'm good. Oh, there you go.
But I'm glad I was able to make a comeback to YouTube though. I was real excited.
I saw that it really put joy in your face, and it meant a lot to you. So I made sure that there was a way and means for you to get your new PC and all. And I see you having enjoyment out of it every day. And that's a good thing.
It is.
When you become disabled, you got to find other avenues, to bring you joy.
Right.
Yeah, you can't walk back and forth to Target anymore, but you found something that brings you that joy. And you run with it.
I mean, I've always been a people person, and since my accident and me being stuck at home because I can't go nowhere because of my leg and stuff like that, and my back,
Mm-hmm.
I went through the back surgery. They won't touch my leg. For what reason, I have no idea, even though they found a grade 3 torn meniscus that's been there for the last 4 years. That now they definitely can't touch now because they'll destroy my leg now if they touch it.
Right.
But, you know me, I've always been a people person. I've always liked hanging out with people. And I looked at YouTube as a way to interact with people.
All over the world.
And it's not.
That's the fun part.
It is. It's not just at home. I get to interact with around the world.
Well, you see me every day, so you need a break.
Well, I mean, like I said, I looked at my demographic and everything, and I seen how far my biggest audience was, and in a million years I would have never thought it would have been in the middle of a war zone.
Mm-hmm. Well, those people need to do something too.
And my prayers go out to both sides because of one particular group. So,
well, death is not a nice thing,
it's not.
especially when it's a child.
Exactly.
I mean, I would put my life on the line for my kids. I always told them that. But these kids didn't even ask for what they're getting.
They didn't. But it's one of them topics I really don't like touching on.
Yeah.
Because I mean it's a dark hole. I can get into a whole lot of it, because when it breaks down to it, it's mainly political, and I really don't want to focus my channel on a political channel.
Yeah, there's a lot of political stuff going on nowadays.
There is, there's enough of it going around.
Yeah.
Yeah, do I watch some of them? I do. I'm not gonna lie. I watch some of them. Do I watch all of them? No. And these right here are ones that I mean I don't know personally, but I do know from chats and stuff like that I've talked with them and everything else like that.
Right.
And would I ever do like a Skype call with them and be on YouTube? Probably not, because I'm a Pokemon player.
Right.
I'm a game player. I play video games on YouTube. I'm not, like I said, I don't want to. Now, if he wants to do that with me, whatever, and him just put it on his channel, that's fine. I don't care. But
Right.
it's not going to go on my channel.
Yeah, you get into political stuff and people get mad. You can even get stalkers on there too.
Yep.
That's why I just keep mine to music. Always download like oldies and upbeat music,
Right.
and that's what my channel's mainly about. I don't get on it every day. I add new music once in a while. I ain't trying to make no money off of YouTube.
Yeah. But I mean, like I told you, like if you want to come in here and do your arts and crafts or whatever, I'd help you get a couple things up on your channel. I'll film it for you, whatever, and put it on here and upload it for you, whatever. Because I can just add your account to this right here,
Right.
and you can do whatever you want with it. But yeah, like after my lawsuit and everything's done with and everything, like I said, I want to get all my bills paid off. You said that you want to get a dog, and I told you I'll buy you a dog, which is no problem.
Yeah, my baby passed away.
Our
Miss
baby,
Avery.
our baby, because
Yeah, she was a good dog.
she slept with you during the day, and then that night when I went to bed, she slept with me.
She split the love.
She did. She really did. She shared it a whole lot,
Yeah.
and I miss her generally. And Josie picked up where she left off, but
Hmm.
Josie took it to the extreme because she's right there at my side 24/7. It's like I can't go nowhere without a cat at my foot.
Well, Avery found my cancer.
Yeah, she did.
I mean, she was up my butt 24/7, and I was like, what's up with this? You know? And then I found out I had cancer. And the sad part is, she ended up with cancer, and there was nothing I could do.
It was already too
I
late.
felt so bad.
It was already too late for her.
That was my baby.
I sat down there and cried when I picked her up off the floor.
Hmm.
Yeah, I was crying.
Well, I was getting ready to go upstairs, and I stopped midstream, and I looked over at her, and I said, Avery, I love you. And she just looked at me with her little eyes. But I knew it when I came down, she wasn't gonna be with us no more.
And she.
But
And,
I couldn't see it happen.
right.
That would have tore me up.
Well, I came in here and I hung out in here because I didn't have a computer or nothing. Well, I had the Chromebook. Yep, a lot of hair.
Hmm.
But I had the Chromebook, but I couldn't live stream with it because I don't know what's up with Chromebooks. They're to me it's a useless computer. But I
I
was,
never used one.
but I sat here and watched YouTube videos and everything because I wanted to leave you to yourself to mourn and everything else because you were upset.
Yeah, I was.
I was upset, so I didn't want to be both of us in there together being upset. And then when I went down there to check on her,
She was gone.
she was gone. And then that's when I grabbed my jacket and I wrapped her up in my jacket. One of my favorite jackets too. So she got my favorite jacket, wrapped up in it. And then I went out there and I buried her. So I lost a jacket with her. I lost a jacket with Maggie. Cause I wrapped Maggie up in one of my jackets.
She was a good cat too.
She was. She was awesome. She was the best cat that I've ever had. I never thought in a million years you can train a cat to attack somebody.
Hmm.
But she was an awesome cat. And what was funny is when she sat in front of me that one day and tried to jump over top of me and get Corey because Corey used to pick on her, and she had it in for him.
Well,
She was seeking blood.
after what he did, I would too.
Yeah. Well, you feel how it's kind of cooler in here now?
Hmm.
It's because it's the temperature controlled in here,
Hmm.
so it's not like it used to be like it was like a couple summers ago where it was like real hot and everything.
Oh man, it was like walking into a sauna.
Well, I kind of fixed it because of the turtle being in here.
Right.
Since we have a reptile in here, this room right here has to be set a certain way.
Right.
So I have it set that way that it needs to be set, and it's believe it or not, it's really not that bad. When we had that 90-degree weather,
Hmm.
it was like I think it was like 74 in here, and
It's not too bad.
no, and it felt like 74 because like the Arctic air and stuff like that. If you need to cool down, I got the Arctic air. It was sitting over here on my desk, but now that I got the PC here, I moved it to your desk, and because you want to be at the window, so I gave you the window scenic, and I got the corner over here. That way, when you're doing your crafts and all, you can just look up and see the beautiful field outside, and all the tractor trailers and all that, and that junkyard right there too. So,
Oh, just so everybody knows, the picture that's up for me, that's the dog Avery we were talking about. She was a little angel. She couldn't be any more perfect.
I loved her for the fact that she didn't bark. She only barked when somebody knocked on the door.
Mm-hmm.
And when I took her outside, she just went to the bathroom and came right back in the house. I didn't have to go chase her down. I opened up the door and she just went right in the yard.
And then came straight back.
And came straight back. She didn't bark or anything. She didn't hoot and holler at people or anything. Not like these other dogs around here do. And that's, to me, that's what made her the best dog. But for her to retain all that training that I gave her from when she was a puppy, you know, it meant a lot to me for the fact that I trained her not to bark when she didn't need to bark, and trained her to stay in the yard, and she was always up to go and ready to go to the bathroom at 8:30 in the morning.
Yep.
Never failed, because I trained her with that clock, and she
morning,
retained
afternoon, and evening.
and she retained it. So that, to me, that's awesome, and to me that showed that when you get these other dogs that carry on, it's not the dog, it's the
How
owner.
they were trained.
It's how they're trained by the owner.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I can keep my dog from barking at everybody when they walk by my dog, everybody can do that with theirs.
Well, it's like a lot of people around here have pets. I mean, if there's somebody else's, I'll pet the dog or whatever. First, I ask the owner. And me personally, growing up, German Shepherds are very loyal dogs to their families.
They are.
And that's what I want to get now. I mean, it's a lot bigger than what Avery was, but I like the sense that there's security there with them and loyalty.
Right.
So.
Well, I mean, we live in a time now that it's not the safest anymore.
Right.
And the particular place where we live at is not particularly a safe area. Like, I'll go to the store all day long, but once the sun goes down, I'm not going back outside.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that I'm scared, because I'm not. I just don't want to sit there and fool with these people around here.
Crackheads.
So, I'd rather be safe than sorry.
Well, shoot, when we first moved here, somebody stole our lawnmower.
Yeah.
And then somebody stole an umbrella off the front porch.
Well, that and they stole that washing machine we were going to put up for sale.
Uh-huh. And it was two old men.
Yeah.
I thought it would be youngins or something, but no.
No, it's the old geezers around here you got to worry about stealing stuff from. And they literally go into your yard and just take stuff out of your yard.
Well, I didn't have to call Mr. Joe to come and get it, so that was a plus.
Yeah.
Saved him some gas money. But each day's an adventure around here.
It really is.
That's why I stay to myself. I'll wave my hand and say hi to you, but that's the extent of it.
Well, that's because we're busy with doctor's appointments and anything else anymore. It's like our lives just turned into doctor's appointments.
That's what it seems like. I'm still seeing a cancer doctor.
Well, you're going to see that. You're going to see them for the rest
Probably,
of your life.
Yep. I've already lived through 2 cancers.
Well, just keep fighting the good fight.
Thank God. Oh, he's the one I rely on through all of it.
Well, this last
I'm not a super Jesus freak or anything, but I do believe God hears your prayers and answers you.
Yeah.
You just have to have faith. True faith, not, well, I'm going to talk to him now and probably not talk to him for a year. It don't work that way.
Well, I had to push you this last time because you were ready to give up.
I really was.
And I had to tell you to hear.
All those needles, I got more needles than I've ever gotten in my lifetime with this last cancer. And I had more doctors looking at my breast than any man ever has. I was like, God, every time you go to a doctor, pull them out. And I'm like, nah, I'm not pulling out no more. I'm tired of that.
But it's pretty bad. I had to hand you the phone and say, here, call the grandkids and tell them because
I couldn't tell them.
I'm not doing it.
When I was going through it, I didn't say anything to him. And my granddaughter, being as nosy as she is, finally got it out of me. And she was one of my support people, too. I love that little girl to death. And my grandson, he's too young to understand.
Yeah.
So,
But I mean, you know
no, you're not coming back
you
up.
wanted to give up, and the grandkids never gave up on you yet. So
Nope.
I wasn't gonna let you give up on them. Because not only were you gonna give up on them, you're gonna give up on me.
Yeah.
And it's like, here
It was
you are.
like being a human pincushion. I was tired of it.
I understand that, but see, I wasn't gonna give up on you because you never gave up on me when I had my accident. So I wasn't gonna give up on you, and I made sure I was there with you to every one of your appointments. I never strayed from you. I was always with you. And just hearing the stories that on the cancer groups you were in, these women, their husbands leaving them.
Saying I can't deal with this. I'm like, then what the hell did you get married for? You said better or worse.
And I take them words seriously. If you ever decided you wanted to try to divorce me because you wanted to take the advice of one of these internet chicks saying, "Oh, do this and do that to your husband or get rid of your husband," I wouldn't let you. I will refuse to sign the paperwork.
If you put yourself in the cancer patient's shoes, you wouldn't be able to understand. I learned from this last one. I didn't know the strength I actually had. That's why I wanted to give up. But then I kept going on, and it's like I feel like I can handle anything now because of that strength. It's made me a better person.
It has.
Stronger.
And that's why I pushed you, because I knew how strong you were.
Yep.
I know how strong you were. Just like, you wanted me to cut your hair, but I know you just wanted to trim, and I just went ahead and cut it all off anyways. And I'm like, well, it's going to come out anyways. So I shaved your head, and then right behind yours, I shaved my head.
Yep.
And that was me supporting you.
I felt so invigorating with that short hair. It was in the middle of summer, and I didn't realize how cool it can be with your hair short, because I've always had real long hair.
Right.
And I've got my hair back now. It's like to the middle of my back now. But it didn't bother me for it to be shaved. A lot of women are all about their hair and everything,
I'll trust me.
and they're crying when they're doing it. Me, I didn't cry once.
I know. Trust me, I know. Well, I bought you 2 wigs.
I never wore them.
And you never wore them.
I just wore hats or
Handkerchiefs. Or bandanas.
bandanas. And then they had put a port in my chest. And then I ended up getting these shirts from this place that it has the Velcro that pulls it open for them to access it. And I just thought that was the coolest thing.
Yep. And the good thing is, there's places that offer you stuff like that for free, and
Yeah, there's a lot of places that help you out while you're going through cancer.
and the biggest supporter that you had was Phyllis and Friends, and I'm
No, it's Phil's and
oh,
Friends.
Phil's and Friends,
And my social worker.
right, and I appreciate everything that company and that worker did
I got
for you.
blankets, bath bombs, lotions, and my social worker gave me a $150 Walmart card. And then the cancer place had blankets. People made churches and stuff like that. They even made head garments. And I thought that was the sweetest thing. These people, giving of their time to help somebody else out. Because that's what the world's supposed to be like.
Exactly.
And it made me feel like somebody actually cared.
Yep. And well, you seen what I did when you came home cancer free. I caught a whole bunch of pink shiny Pokemon, and I gave them out.
Yep. I ended up getting my survivor tattoo too.
Yeah. And the timing was perfect because it was Breast Cancer Awareness Month anyways.
Right.
So the timing was perfect, and then I caught 90 shiny Pokemon, and I gave out all 90 of the pink Pokemon.
Everybody remember, especially the ladies, October is breast cancer awareness time. So get your tatas checked out. I went 7 years without going for a mammogram and found out I had cancer. I probably could have had it found out prior to that, but I remember getting that call from the doctor and him telling me. And it's like some kind of, I don't know if it was God helping me out or what it was, but I got like a numbing feeling all over. And that numbing feeling got me through everything.
It protected you.
Yeah, it did.
And if it wasn't for Avery being so persistent with you,
I wouldn't have known.
You would have never thought about going to the doctor to get checked.
I saw a change in her. And that's when I knew.
Oh, your animals know when there's something wrong with you.
Yeah, they do.
They know if you're sick. They know when you're upset. They know when you're having a good day. They know when you're having a bad day. Because especially if they know you're sick, they want to be with you. And if they know that you're having a bad day, they just do crazy crap to get you laughing to try to cheer you back up again.
Cats are getting ready to fight.
No, she growls and then she goes underneath. She'll go into the house, and then Josie will just sit in front of that little house right there. That's why I got that little cat box, and well, not cat box, but the cat house in here, so she has a place to go. Because Josie, I don't know, I think it's just Josie wanting to stalk her and stuff.
Well, she feels like she's the ultimate one in this house.
She does.
She's spoiled rotten.
We're going to continue this talk in the next one, and I hope you all have a good one, and we'll see you later.
Later, guys.